we back? Am I back? Hello, please. Okay, I see myself now. Yeah, I don't know what the hell the problem is today. I don't know if the storm is like giving me some like weird power surges or what, because like my computer acted real fucking strange earlier too. Maybe my internet's pretty shitty as well right now. It's definitely not like specs related. But weird nonetheless. Are we good? Ryder? Now we wait. Okay, now we can run. And you're sitting here waiting to see the procedural stuff right when it fucking loads, I crash. Oh, that's funny. My bitrate is red. That means bad, right? Refresh. Okay, now it's green. But yeah, I was saying the procedural world, I generate like a world map with a text, like some of the material nodes, the noise nodes in the material, like the shader stuff. And I just render that to a texture that's 128 by 128. And then I use like the amount of black-white in each pixel to determine each chunk's like altitude. It's like average altitude. It is endless, although I am bounding it by the world map. So technically it will go on forever. It'll just generate the last chunk on the map forever. Right now, I think, is what would happen. But yeah, theoretically it is endless. As far as floating point number precision can take us, I suppose. Okay, so here's that world map I was talking about. So there's like a, let me look here. I have materials here. So yeah, here's the world map. Here's this world map in black and white. It's 128 by 128, so each pixel on here represents a terrain chunk. Each terrain chunk is 240 by 240 vertices. So that's about 58,000 verts per chunk. At their highest resolution, I have a slight LOD system for my chunks as well. But the white will be higher up, and the black obviously is like an ocean. And again, this is generated for each seed. And so you can see, I'm right here at 0, 0, right in the middle. Is it editable? Can I show this? Does this still work? This might be broken right now. Yeah, it's broken. It was editable, but I have broken it. But yeah, that used to deform the terrain. So yeah, it is. I'll have to fix that when I get back around to it. But yeah, usually that would deform the terrain and dig down. So it is editable. I don't know if I would use the term voxels for anything, but like, I mean, because like a voxel is just like a predetermined unit of measurement, which like I am doing that for my vertices, my vertices. If you can look through the PCG, like each of these is like 50 by 50, the squares, so you could, like that kind of is a voxel, but like when I deform the terrain, I just apply a curve in a radius, a curve that will be specific to each pickaxe, and then I just move the verts down that much, and then I'll work on concavity as well, convex, concave and convex stuff. I want to do like Perlin worms for caves and stuff. But yeah, here's the world map. So we generate that black and white image that you see, and then I use Voronoi cells. I have like a bunch of parameters for how many Voronoi cells I want, and like how much I want to offset their the points that generate them. I think I'm using the Delune algorithm within Unreal Engine's code to do that. And then I just go through I iterate through all those cells, and I just come up with a random color, and those are the colors you see here. And then that kind of makes, and I apply each of those colors to the cells, and then that kind of makes all these different shapes. Because some of like, I think probably for something like, let me try to. This one right here, like these three right here might just be one Voronoi cell. But like this red one right here is multiple connected together. So that's why we get those interesting shapes. And then for each of these shapes in here, I have a different set of parameterized Perlin noise for each one. And I am blending between each of those noises for each biome. And then I'm also outlining each of these zones with mountains to kind of create, I wanted a more like World of Warcraft feel to these zones, less of a Valheim feel to these zones. Because Valheim, there's no like hard edges, there's no contained spaces, it's just the noise is just the noise, and wherever it begins and ends, it just kind of blends between the two. And that's fine. But like in WoW, the WoW zones have like these very specific borders and edges, and they have like entrances and exits, so it kind of creates this flow throughout the world that you have to walk through. And I actually think it creates this pretty cool moment when you get to like the next zone that I'll run up to here. I love seeing people make cool shit in Unreal. So many people think if they want to be creative that they need a custom engine. No, not anymore. Back in the day that was definitely the case, but definitely not anymore. But Unreal is so powerful. For me personally, I think making an engine doesn't make sense for the time investment. Yeah, I don't think so either anymore. Unless you're doing something very, very specific. Some hemp there. So can you get stronger peaks on the mountains, or is it all kind of rounded? Either way, it's just super cool. I'm just curious. Yeah, so I have a... let me look at my world. Actually, I don't want to click that in-game, because it has a reference to every single biome, so it kind of takes a while to load. But I'll show you where my curves at. Let me show you my curves. Do I have those here, or is that in texture assets? Terrain assets? Oh, curves, here we go. Yeah, so this is the curve I apply to the mountains. So I apply this to smooth them together. But to your point, like stronger peaks, I assume you just mean like something with more noise to it, like something more sharp and jagged. Like, yeah, I could have a particular set of noise, which I have. These are my noise parameters here, right? So I apply like a height curve to it. This is my height curve. So you'll notice like actually any value below 0.3 actually gets turned into negative. So this is where the oceans come from. Alright, so this blends into the oceans. This is the coastline right here. And then down here will be the ocean. And then this will be like a little beach right here. And then I just kind of like make it a little bit interesting, right? And so each biome will have a individual one of these. And then this altitude offset and altitude modifier, this is how the zone reacts to the altitude. And I have to blend each chunk's altitude with each other. Because I wanted the world to be higher up, you know, towards the middle, and you can actually see it a little bit in these colors, right? It's dark. I want it to be darker or lower and swampier in these areas, and then these are really bright. So this is going to be like higher up a little bit. Right now it's a very minimal amount, but yeah. To your point though, I could have much more jagged mountains if I were to apply a different kind of noise to them with like a higher octave, higher lacunarity, higher persistence, something like that. And then the PCG is just going at runtime, so it's a little laggy when I run it around. I still need to like optimize that quite a bit. But yeah, here's this cool moment where I walked into a new zone. I get to check it out, right? And conversely, if I was in this zone, and like I just like came up over this hill right here. I've been working on this it'll be 2 years in November, and I started with the procedural stuff. So like, yeah, you come up over this hill and you see like this new zone that you haven't seen before, and it kind of creates this moment that it opens everything up. Yeah, this is like this set of PCG stuff was actually the first one I worked on, so it'll look a little bit better than the other ones. And then I have different materials for each one, so I was playing around with the colors and stuff, so the material looks a little shitty, but it is like a landscape auto material. But yeah. And then I haven't. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, so let's go to a different place in the world. Let's go to a different. Let's go over here. So I have a thing where if I click on the map, it'll teleport me over here. So right now it's actually generating all the terrain chunks around my character. That's why we're just frozen here. And so after those are done generating, it'll spawn me over there. There we go. And this is outside the PCG bounds for now. So where am I? I'm right here. So let's face north. So if I pop out here, here are the zones and the different. So I'm actually surrounded by 3 of the same noise. This is like my swamp type noise here. Turn the water back on. Yeah, so this is like my swampy zone. And there's the entrance over there. So the white dots are the entrances. And then each one of these is a pixel on the map. So this will be this orientation. So this is the little cyan zone here, and then the red one is right up here, and then this is like my rolling, this yellow one will be like my rolling meadows type zone. And I'm using splines for the borders, so you can actually kind of see a little bit of those splines there. And if I were to, I can show you that. I have some actors that represent all my biomes. There we go, there's one. So there's the border for this red one. See all the spline points sampled for multiple ones for each chunk, which was a massive pain in the ass to get working, but yeah. What's the plan for this? Like a survival game? You mentioned like Valheim. So I want it to be like, I would say survival light maybe. I want it to be more RPG-y. I think survival games are like kind of saturated right now. I want something. I want to do RPG, something like Vanilla WoW. I want to do Colony Sim, something like RimWorld, and then I want to do a roguelite, something like Hades. So if you imagine those 3 games together, which may be kind of hard, but that's what I'm wanting to do with that. Have I heard of Aska? No, I have not. Ask these nuts. Am I about to get these nuts? So there's also what is it? Going Medieval, or not Going Medieval? Something Medieval. I forget what the fuck is that? Medieval Dynasty. There's this one that's like, it's like RPG Colony Sim, right? It's a Colony Sim, but you play. It's not showing me any of the Colony Sim aspects of it, but like, yeah, you have settlers and stuff that you can control. We're up to 3 friends. Do you have colonists? Or, and summon intelligent NPC villagers. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, something similar to that. There was also that, fuck, I forget what it was called. It was that one where you had the masks. It was like a tribal thing. You could like possess your colonists with like masks and shit. Go over here. I want to see some of these lakes over here. So that'll probably actually create some lakes to look at, which could be interesting. You want to give me a seed, DWI? Give me a seed number. Give me like a something between 1 and 7 digits. Ah, we got a little fucksy wucksy here, do we? Little fucky wucky. What is the? I think I see. That's a little bit awkward of a scenario up there. Soul Mask, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, so it is having trouble. Here's my entrance right here. Straight into the lake. I guess there's a little ledge right there you can walk around on. But I guess... yeah, technically, I guess that is a... let me hover over it. Technically, that is not black. The altitude is 0, but the color is cyan. Ooh, it's thundering. It's thundering. We're about to get a big-ass storm. Yeah, so the streams will be the deterministic stuff. Alright, let's try that seed out. And so, world map. Where is my seed? Alright. We may spawn in the middle of the ocean, so we'll see if this is a good seed or a bad seed. We shall see. It looks like it's an okay seed. We're right off the edge. There's the map for this seed. This red zone is interesting. And is this two different ones? Yeah. Well, this red one is probably the same one. Yeah, because the lake, okay, that's it. The lakes belong to the zone, I forget. Do they? The altitude of, actually, it must be just a very small number. I'm looking at the information at the top there. There's altitude's right there, the altitude value. But yeah. The zeros must actually be non-zero, but very close to 0. Which is why that's happening. I must find land. There it is. So yeah, this is a almost bad seed. I mean, it is kind of bad for testing purposes. Gotta run my ass all the way over here. Yeah, my shores look like shit. I haven't done the PCG graph for those yet. Yeah, I got a nice little forest here. I used to have procedural tree shopping, but I changed my whole fucking weapon attack system, so I need to go back through and update that stuff. Cannot get up. Now, this is a red zone. Let me pop out and look here. This will be like that. Yeah, this is like a big glade clearing here. It's actually a really good example of the noise of my forest PCG graph. But yeah, that is the that's the world. That is it. So now I suppose it is time to get back to fixing the animation system that I created. So yeah, I needed to create that gameplay effect. Okay, blueprint class, my gameplay effect base. This will be, oh, I'm in the gameplay abilities section, I'll move this after. Gameplay effect, weapon, delay, over. Okay, close that again, open it, get the good view. And what do I want? A modifier. Do I want a modifier? I want a duration. That's what I want. And then the duration magnitude is set by caller. And then I'll need this to have like an owned tag. Where is it? Grant tags to target. Yes. Okay. So where is that tag? Weapon delay. Wait a second. Weapon change delay. Okay, let's rename the effect to represent that. Weapon change delay. Right. So I basically just want that tag to be on the character for however long. Do I need to add it here too? Don't know if that matters. Right. Okay, so then let's pop open the gameplay project mode. Game data, gameplay effects. Oh right, I just put it up here. Weapon damage effect. Am I using that? My project game mode. No, okay, let's get rid of that then. Weapon change delay, okay. Added. Okay, and so I want to get a reference to that class. Do I already have game mode in here? No, I don't, okay. Get world, gets off game mode, cast that to a my project game mode. Okay, game mode, let's game mode, weapon, change delay effect. What am I doing? What's your problem? Dr. Elliot, you don't like the way I do things here? do you want me to use the oh, okay. I was gonna say, do you want me to use the gameplay statics version of this? You want me to do that? Is that how you like it? Get off game mode is templated? Wait, what? What? Oh, are they all like this? Oh my god. Oh my god, I never knew that. I only saw this one. Because I'm a fucking goldfish brain that can't look at that. I'm gonna go refactor all my code. And you're gonna have to sit here and watch. You're gonna have to sit here and count the number of times I've done that with like game mode, game state, you know, fucking game instance. That's why it takes. So why does that take longer to compile? I indicate what your background is, but a decade in AAA and I think you got me fucking beat. Wait, really? What games have you worked on? Or what do you do on AAA? That's crazy. That generation is awesome, and the fact it's editable makes it even better. Yeah, you'll have to come back at a different time when I can actually show that off. Like the pickaxe used to be able to do that. I forget. Let me look at that code real quick. Actually, is it in terrain chunk? Yeah. Ignore all that. Here we go. Pickaxe deform terrain. Deform mesh. Yeah, I mean, I just edit the procedural mesh vertices, right? I'm doing a lot here. Here we go. Here's the pickaxe deform curve. And it has like a strength parameter that I'll use at some point. You know, like, you know, the stronger your character is, the more they can, you know, mine things, something like that. Yeah, I did this a long time ago. You can tell because all my variables are lowercase; they're camel cased. Yeah, for some reason this doesn't work anymore. I'm probably just not even. I'm just not generating the hit events or something. Oh right, I'm not setting weapon collision active anymore. So if I did that, it would probably work. Anyways, template functions take time to compile since they're resolved at compile time. So wait, is this any difference from casting and compile time? Because they both casting is templated. Yeah, they're both templated, so there's no difference. Okay, but the way you don't call me the way you said that. The way you said that, you said that's why UE takes 10 years to compile, as if when you said that, I was talking about how many times I used this across my whole code base, and you're like, oh yeah, that's why it takes 10 years to compile. So I was like, oh, okay, I shouldn't cast anymore. Which I already try not to if I can get away with it. Worked for Activision Blizzard, hell yeah, for 8+ years. Epic Games after that for a bit, working on Fortnite. And I stepped back from AAA because I wasn't happy. I wanted to work on interesting stuff. I mean, it sounds like you might have been working on some pretty fucking interesting stuff. But I get being like a cog in the machine, you know? I fucking work at Google. That's literally my life. Most notably freelance, I just did some work on a game called My Time at Porsche. I've seen that game. Then I got hired to be the lead programmer for a horror game. Did Elliot hire you? But he's been trying to hire me. He's been trying to. But the studio heads were obsessed with NFTs. Oh, that's too fucking bad. Well, rip to that studio. That game's dead on arrival. And it eventually led to me stepping away. Now I'm all in on myself. I'm gonna make a cool horror game on a smaller scale. Hell yeah, dude. I think indie's in a great place. But yeah, AAA has been quite soulless as of late. I just get to be excited to make stuff again. Hell yeah, man. I'm happy about that. Happy about that for you. So it's not, you did, was it mostly gameplay stuff? Yeah, no, for sure, yeah. That's why I do something like this in my free time, because I'm just sitting here making fucking websites. I work in Google Ads. Not exactly exciting work we do over there. Makes a lot of fucking money, but yeah, there's no creativity really. So I like being able to flex the game design creative muscles and game development creative muscles and whatnot. Gameplay programmer positions, that's crazy. So what did you do at Activision Blizzard? I'm a huge vanilla WoW, classic WoW fan, and I, of course I've played almost all their games. At Raven. Wait, what does that mean? But you started the QA route then. Oh, well, you worked on COD and you hate it, so you hate COD. Rip. It's an Activision Blizzard studio. Yeah, it must be. It sounds like it's on the Activision side though, so that's probably why it doesn't make sense to me. Do I need to? No, I need to just make the spec from the class. Never mind. Owner, ability system components. Apply gameplay effect to self, and that takes in apply gameplay effect spec to self. I think I need to make the spec. That's what I'm forgetting to do here. Auto spec equals. Wait a second. What was that? Copilot, come back to me. What was it? There it is. Find ability spec from handle. Not quite. Make outgoing spec is what I would prefer. And then I need a level, which doesn't matter. And then context. 0, empty. And this is a class, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. Spec. What else do you need? What else do you need? Prediction key? Do I actually need that? Oh, I need a spec handle. Ugh, so annoying. So annoying. Apply gameplay effect spec to self. And this is a spec handle. God, there's so many of these goddamn functions. Spec to self, gameplay spec. I mean, I guess I can just get this is the handle, not the spec. I suppose I can just get the spec from the handle, please? Please? Wait, are you serious? What do I do? What do I do here? I apply it to target. Takes in the spec. Which I just create it. Okay, fine, I'll just do that then. Rather than trying to use your fancy functions here. Weapon change, delay effect, context, don't care. Level 0, don't care about that either. What's your deal? What's your deal? It needs to be an instance. You jumped around a lot there, so that's why you say Raven instead of listing every studio. That makes sense. I think when you say you work at a company like that, though, like, because everyone's played those games, so they all want to know, like, if you made something like that they played or something like that. I played a lot of COD 4. That was my Call of Duty. Halo 3 and COD 4. So I spec to target, and if I make spec, that returns a spec handle. Data.get. Is data the spec, or is that the? It's like data is the. Okay, so maybe I should do that. I was too hasty. Where the hell was I? Right here. I think I will. I've gone back and forth on this so many times. This is going to be the handle. Make outgoing spec. Game mode, weapon change delay effects. 0 blank context. So handle.data. That's what I wanted. Wait, what? It's a t-shirt pointer gameplay effect spec to type. So I just need to get, right? No? Oh, now it. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Is this how people use this shit? So spec, now I can set by collar magnitude. Tag magnitude, set by collar magnitude. F, character, not F. Is it F? What did I call that tag? F weapon, state tags. Is it F or is it just character state tags? I'm like forgetting how to use my own goddamn code here. There we go. That's all I wanted. Was that so hard? Here's the crazy thing. I'm not a COD player. If we're gonna play a shooting game, it's gonna be something like Resident Evil, Dead Space, BioShock, Stalker, Fear. Yeah, like shooting games with like actual story mechanics, not just click and shoot. Yeah. For me, shooting has to be horror, or it just doesn't interest me. But I love survival games, RPGs. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is maybe the best game ever made. Yeah? Hell yeah. Not my favorite, but it's so impressive on scale. It is, yeah. Player freedom and replayability. Yeah. Agree with you there. Still haven't finished it. I think I played through Act 1 like 4 or 5 times during early access. So I kind of burnt myself out on it. I just started Act 3 in my playthrough, and I don't think I've touched it since. Okay, so yeah, we're applying that spec. But I need to actually, like, get weapon speed, right? And what was I doing before to get the weapon speed? Or I was just calculating it in here, right? Equipment component, get total weapon speed, yeah, because I was splitting it across. I don't have an equipment components reference here, I suppose. $900 hours? Dude, you're like my girlfriend. My girlfriend's played the shit out of the game as well. I had to uninstall it to be productive. That's funny. Yeah, I just can't, I can't stop game deving. It is so much fun. It is all I think about. I go to sleep thinking about game dev. And what I'm going to do next. Or how to solve whatever fucking problem I was stuck on. Okay, so let's pop this into like a function, because this is kind of nasty. Kind of nasty. Just throw it at the bottom. Avoid apply weapon delay effect. On overlap begin. What? Why did it generate it up here? Okay, so this is unequipped. Or we want to do it on equipped as well. Okay, and so what we'll want to do as well. Oh, I touched a header file. I'll have to rebuild. But I want to block. I need to block the weapon auto attack ability. Block ability is Activation block tags. Yes, I want to add here weapon change delay. Yes. Yeah, so I think that will interrupt. Abilities with these tags are blocked while this ability is active. Okay, so yeah, no, we just want to put the delay in there, and then that should be good. Okay, rebuild here. Favorite game of all time is Fable 1. That's a good favorite game. I played a lot of 2 and 3. Peter Molyneux gets so much hate now because the Fable 3 debacle. What happened with that? I don't know if I heard about that. I just hated the menu system in Fable 3. Is that what we're talking about? Like people he got canceled because he tried to make a menu a level to run through. Like, because I'm all on board that train. 'Cause that was the worst part of that game. Everything else was pretty good though. Dude is all about making unique, cool shit despite scale or even genre standards. He just makes cool shit. Yeah, I mean that's like the fucking essence of game dev, right? Glad to see he's back making cool shit. So is he involved in Fable 4? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, big excited for Fable 4. He lost touch. He was excited about weird shit like a one-button combat system. Huh. Well, interesting. Yeah, I remember having a lot of fun in that game. Masters of Albion. Okay. Okay, auto attacking is still working. Switch. We're delayed, and it starts. And it keeps trying to attack. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, that seems to work. That works perfectly the first time. Who would have fucking thought? That can't be right. Okay, let's delete that class now. The weapon change delay Q calculator. Yeah, that's what we want. Get that out of here. Okay, those can be deleted. Make sure that works. It's like a God colony sim, but with his signature wacky humor and player freedom with it. That sounds sick, dude. I love me a good colony sim. I love RPG, I love strategy, I love colony sim. That's what I love. So think back to his early work on games like Black and White. Yeah, I had never heard the name before, so I'll have to take your word for it there. Yeah, the whole AAA industry seems to have gone from pretty far from making just make cool shit, like you say. Like that used to be, like I have John Statz's WoW Diaries book, and like when you read that, everyone just gave a shit about making cool stuff. But then once they got popular, they turned into rock stars, right? Whenever Vanilla WoW came out, everyone started piling in because they saw people who worked at Blizzard as rock stars. And then what happened is like the money people got involved, and they're getting more and more involved all over the industry now because, you know, back in the day video games were kind of fringe, right? Maybe not fringe, but like, you know, it was a subset of the culture. It was a nerd thing, so it wasn't like mainstream. And it's continued to get more and more mainstream, and so the money people see dollar signs. And so AAA is just infiltrated by fucking money people who just make decisions for money and not for good reasons. So it's not people making cool shit anymore, it's people making profit. And those people who make the profits are in charge of the companies because they're the one making the money. It's like what Steve Jobs said with the toner heads at Xerox. Like they got such a monopoly that they didn't have to innovate, so the product people didn't get promoted because they couldn't make the company any more money because they were already making. They couldn't make more money on innovation because they couldn't capture any people that way. So who got promoted were people who made money, which were financial people, which were salespeople. And so then the company was ran by those people, and it fucking died. It failed. And I think that's what's going to happen to AAA gaming, right? Until because like there's all those people at the bottom of AAA gaming that just want to make cool shit, but they can't because the money people are running the show. And that's why the indie movement is so powerful now, right now. Exactly. That's what I was saying before. Like, I think indie's in a great place right now. We've got like the best fucking tools, right? We've got a AAA level engine in Unreal Engine, right? There's tons of fucking plugins and stuff out there. You know, there's little communities all over the place. There's game jams all the fucking time. People just want to make cool shit, yeah. Instead of every studio making a reskin of the same game, like, yeah, no one's taking risks anymore, right? Like, fucking Valve just came out with their own hero shooter. Like, dude, I expected more from Valve, to be honest with you. I expected more. I thought they would be different, but, yeah. I was like, dude, like, I don't know, I feel like hero shooters are like 5 years late to the game by this point. But there was that one, what is it, Concord? Is that what it's called? And it's like a fucking generic Overwatch, or Valorant type, you know, thing. It's like, bro, we've already got that shit. Like, do something different. Or the constant remakes. Well, I don't know. I appreciate when old art is remastered. I do. I quite liked the Diablo 2 Resurrected remaster, but I hated the Warcraft 3 remaster. I expected so much more from Valve, yeah. I mean, everyone's been waiting on Half-Life 3. Yeah, to be a fly on the wall on the last meeting that ever got brought up in. Well, Gabe Newell probably like threw a fucking chair out the window or something because he was getting asked all the time. Okay, so I think what I was doing before. So I'm gonna press 4 and equip, and it still plays. So 4 equip, 4. Yeah, it like it kind of resets. It only does on the wood axe one because it's not a montage. That's why. The one where he twists has to be a montage, because he was like breaking his fucking back doing that when I didn't have the full control over it. Waiting to play the early access for Age of Mythology? Nice, nice. Yeah, I used to play that all the time. I'm a big Civ fan though, so I'm anxiously awaiting the Civ 7 in February. We'll definitely be playing that. My girlfriend was hiding feelings from me. It was a tragic day. It was a great day and a tragic day because I felt betrayed, but I was happy. She's like, you know, I've actually been wanting to play Civilization for quite a while now. And I'm like, babe, I blew off a fucking Valentine's Day to play the release of that game with my friend on you. And you're not going to tell me that you're interested in playing that? How long have you been keeping these feelings from me? I was betrayed. I was hurt. And then we got some wine and we played the hell out of that game. So it was a great time. Yeah, we should do like a big multiplayer Civ 7 game. Those games take for fucking ever, but they're fun. What was I wanting to do? Oh yeah, when you change the... Wait, that shouldn't be happening anymore, right? I thought, when I change weapons, I shouldn't be stopping the... should not be stopping. Ooh, you know what it is? I know what it is. Wait, it can't be this. I thought it was this, but that's for auto attacks. I don't know if the auto attack abilities are active. What is stopping my animation from continuing? So, unequip and equip. Is it because I linked the anim class layer? Does that reset it? I have to do that somewhere though. Yeah, I need to change that system up. Yeah, because I changed like putting the animation instance that I want to run it on. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. Play. Okay, now commented out. Run live coding. We'll see. I don't know if relinking the layer will is what's causing that. So specifically, when I changed from this, so 4. Okay. Well, that solved that problem, didn't it? Am I unlinking in unequip? I am. Okay, let's not do that. So hang on, I gotta put them both back on now. Okay, play. Nice, okay. Now take them out. Don't unlink. That's probably what the unlink was. Probably what the issue was. Yeah. I guarantee this is what's causing that. Okay, so I'm gonna press 4 and equip. Okay, it's still played. Okay, so yeah, that's the issue. So let me think about this, because in my abilities, I have the animation instance here. I also previously I was doing it on the weapons because of the auto swing, but I moved the auto swing into an ability now. So here's the animation instance there. And so now I need to figure out, because I could have some, and I think I'll probably do this with a bow, with bows. I could have a separate animation instance to handle things. And I don't know, do I want that on the weapon? If I was going to do it for bows, it would make sense to have it on the weapon. But you could conceivably have an ability that you want to handle the animation specifically, because in my animation queue system, it's the ability pushes an item into the queue, and the ability has this rather this one, it has this animation instance on the ability. It also has the animation to play, pushes that into the queue, and then the queue knows how to send the proper events to this animation blueprint so that the animation plays at the right rate and the right time and finishes and stuff like that. So it's convenient for the animation queue, the ability anim queue. I could just have both. Knowing when to unlink the layer though would be. Is it an expensive? Is linking the animation queue, is that an expensive operation? Let me look at this here. Runs through all the layer nodes, attempting to find layer nodes that are implemented by the specified class. Then sets up a linked. Oh, okay, thank you. then sets up a linked instance of the class for each. Allocates one linked instance to run each of the groups specified in the class, so state is shared. If a layer is not grouped, then state is not shared in a separate linked instances allocated for each layer node. Oh gee, that sounds expensive. So I don't know if I should be linking and unlinking all the time. Spent 8 years making FPS games mainly, and there's just no creativity there. I think, yeah, I mean, in the way that they're making them, like, you definitely don't see the output, right? But I think that that actually means that there is room at the indie level for a lot of creativity there. That's why while I have the experience, there are so many people who have been coding like a year or two that can make shit that I can't even imagine how to achieve. Dude, I'll tell you what, like I said, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I didn't know Unreal Engine, I didn't know C++, and I didn't know how to do any procedural generation. Hang on, let me let my dogs out. Yeah, mommy's home. Go get mom, go. I didn't know how to do any of those things, and I attempted to learn all three at the same fucking time, which was an absolute slog and probably not recommended. But yeah, so I spent like I think maybe 3 or 4 months just trying to get the base pass at my procedural terrain system, which I was just struggling to just get noise chunks rendered and connected properly, and then also like, you know, loading in, loading out. It was there was so much I had to learn, and it was a slog. I couldn't even imagine. I was like, I'm never going to be able to do what I have in my head. And then fast forward, you know, to when I started streaming a few months ago, I started making changes to my procedural terrain algorithm, and I was doing things like adding oceans, doing that map. I was blending from the terrain into the oceans. I came up with fall-off maps for coastlines and mountains and shit, and I was like doing shit I couldn't even have imagined, you know, like a year before that. So I guess is what I'm saying is you'll get there, right? And if you have like you have experience, like you know how to figure shit out, and that's what matters, right? Like I've been writing code since I was like 16, so I can figure shit out. I don't always you know, cast things correctly, Dr. Elliot, but it works. I can get it to work, and so you can fucking get there. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. I don't know what you're doing for you. I don't know what you're doing for your procedural terrain system, but like, I bet you can. I bet you can do some cool stuff as well. And I'm happy to go over like any of the specific technical stuff that I'm doing, if you're interested. If you have questions about something specific, I can see it and understand how you're doing it, but the thought of trying to achieve something similar is so fucking daunting. I mean, it is. Yeah, I remember when I was like, how do I fucking blend? How do I take 58,000 vertices in each chunk and blend from one chunk to another? How the fuck do I do that? And I was stuck on that problem for a while, but I figured it out. Yeah, procedural generation. Yeah. Like I'll say I've said it before, I'll say it again. Procedural generation is it's not content. What it is though is a great way to facilitate what is actually content in your game. Like, unless you have like world-class procedural gen like No Man's Sky, like that kind of is the content in their game, right? But like in RimWorld, like I don't know if you played RimWorld, but like, you know, those maps are procedurally generated, and you know, no one really thinks that they're not well crafted or anything, because all they're there for is to facilitate the actual gameplay. So I think if it's used right, it can be an awesome thing. When you sleep, do you ever see your final vision in your games? Yeah, I think about that every night, almost. In some capacity, right? Not like, I don't like dream about it, but I'm thinking about it as I'm falling asleep. I saw myself playing my finished game in my sleep, and I wake up so energized. Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't dream I don't know if I dream about it, but I am definitely thinking about it when I'm going to sleep. Is that weird, or do other people do that? I mean, that's dreaming, man. I don't think that's weird at all. I don't think that's weird at all. So let me figure out, is this like, am I doing like a crazy for loop? Maybe Maybe I can just Google this instead of digging through the source code. Unreal Engine. Link anim class layers expensive? Question mark? Are you fucking serious? What is this shit? I'm about to file a ticket. I'm about to file a bug here. I guess I'm not seeing anything. Oh, that's a material thing. Never mind. Performance. Okay, maybe it's not that expensive. I love the indie industry. Everyone is offering to help people. Yeah, for sure. Like Dr. Elliot is like, he's so helpful to me. I had a weird garbage collection crashing issue. And he was like, oh, just use T object pointer instead of a raw pointer. And I was like, bro, I never even knew about that. And I fixed the fucking issue. Crazy. Meanwhile, at Activision Blizzard, I had to sign a non-compete that stated I wouldn't work for another company. I mean, those can't be enforced, though. Like, especially if you were in California as well. Like that. Like, yeah, they signed that just to scare you, but I don't think one of those has ever been enforced. And also, anything I make while employed by them is intellectual property, which made it to when I wasn't at work, I didn't want to work on my own game because it wouldn't be mine. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure, unless they're... I mean, I'm pretty sure what they mean by that clause is, like, anything you make while working for them, like, during your work, like, time, using work equipment at the work location is theirs. But you could go home in your off time on your own equipment, as long as you're not using anything of theirs, that can still be yours. I mean, I had to sign something similar working for, you know, Twitter and Google. Like, they both, I mean, pretty much fucking any company I've worked for. Like, I did a lot of contracting and shit too. Like, I signed similar things, but it was always like, while you're working for us, not like during your tenure, but like during your literal time in the day working for us. It belongs to us. Which makes sense, right? Like, they can't just have people being paid to work on their own shit that they can't take, you know? But maybe Activision Blizzard is super shitty and worded theirs, like what you say here. Yeah, and then the FTC have officially banned non-competes. Because they couldn't prove I wasn't stealing code from work. But yeah, but they also can't prove that you are. So how would they enforce that? Right? How would they? I mean, yeah, if they were telling you that, that is super shitty. But like, I don't think that would have ever held up in court. But I feel you. Like, I wouldn't want to chance that either. I wouldn't want my shit to ever be called into question. I mean, look at Dark and Darker, right? But they couldn't prove I wasn't stealing code from work. Yeah, but they can't. They couldn't prove that you are either. So how the hell would they have how would they have gotten intellectual rights over that? You know, no court would have held that up. Scary anyway. Is your wife in the game dev industry as well? It's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, what am I going to do with this animation instance stuff here? Maybe I definitely need to know on the ability which, or within the animation queue that I have, which anim instance to send it to. So I have to call the trigger event on it. She's in the finance side, okay. Yeah, Activision Blizzard needing more finance people. Sounds about right. Here it is, yeah. Anim instance. Yeah, it's a my-linked animation instance, which has this trigger event. But I need to send it to the proper instance. So I'm wondering, maybe I could make this more generic? Would I want it to be more generic? I could do something like, you know, send some sort of... Let me actually open up the... yeah, let me open up this. Can I wait? Gameplay event applied to actor? Yeah. Gameplay tag, add to actor. This would probably be the one I wanted. And then I would need to, like, get owner... or get parents. What is parent? Oh, that's a... That is a... there we go. Yeah, I could do something like this. Which would be a more generic way. But then I would have to... Each animation blueprint would have to, like, subscribe specifically to each one that it cares about. Based on the tag. Whereas this, I just have a specific instance that I'm sending it to. Poco Calypso, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the drawing pit. That's kind of what I want to start calling the channel. The drawing pit. I can tell you what is wrong with the games industry. Hi, how are you? I can tell you what's wrong with the games industry really simply. Studios are run by businessmen who don't understand or care. Yeah, I mean that's very similar to what I was saying earlier. All developers just have to listen to them and tell us what they think is a good idea. Yeah, it's all about money. If they just let the developers be passionate about what we were working on, the industry will be better. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it happened whenever video games got popular, right? When they started becoming mainstream and started making more money, business people seeped in, and started digging their nasty little claws in things. Which, like, I think at some companies, if you just let developers make cool shit, they'd just be making things forever, and they would never ship anything. I think that's some places would be like that. Ignore that. I guess I'm kind of doing that here anyways. And I don't think I would never have two instances of the same class, so I think this may be okay. It would be very unclear though. Like, this is very clear as to what's happening. Like, I can control click on this, I can see, okay, this is an event and an animation instance. And I can just look for these and then find it. I can find it strongly. So it's easy to understand. But that means I need to know the instance, which means I would need to pass it in. Like I do. Like I'm doing. Or I have to get the owner's skeleton mesh. Oh, I guess I'm not, or no, I'm passing in the class, and then I'm finding the instance of that class on the skeleton mesh. The skeleton mesh. Yeah, I don't know. See, that's the thing, I just don't know what I'll need in the future, so it's kind of hard to make this decision now. I definitely don't want to be unlinking them on the weapon. This overlay one should probably just be added at all times. So maybe this is just a special one. And then I can have optional ones on the specific ones on each weapon type. People like Bobby Kotick, bad actors, yeah. Thank God he's gone, but people... Yeah, he got a golden parachute on his way out, too. Yeah. Soulless. Speaking of wives, though, my significant other just got home, so I am going to be hopping off to hang out with her. I wanted to make a decision on this animation instance thing, but I think I'm going to have to mull this one over a little bit. Think about it when I go to sleep tonight. How do I want to handle these instanci? We're going to raid Fallenir. He's the only person that I am following right now in game dev. So let's go raid him.
Sammy pop-up window when face stealing happens. List engine current project.
But yeah, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. DWI Dev. It was nice to talk with you tonight.
I could probably do that. Thank you for putting that in the chat note, because I can definitely come back to that later.
Excited to hear about
so
what
we have
you do
chat
in the future.
commands.
Yeah.
This first one is going to be exclamation mark alert message is what we'll do. And the second one is going to be exclamation mark nuke. That is not... Why is that space there?
Listen to me, Fallenir. You've got
Mindrong coming in. What's going on, buddy? Hell yes. Ba-da-ba-da-da.
Yes.
Damn, I was like half a second behind on stopping that movement so there wasn't motion blur. Welcome to the stream, friend. Intros are sick? No, Mindrong, no you. Welcome to the stream, friend.